While all the attention is focused on Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and deservedly so, Giannis Antetokounmpo is flying under the radar, if that's even possible, having the best season of his career and doing it in more ways than just running and dunking. There's only been one player in NBA history to average 30 points per game while shooting 60% or better from the field, and Giannis is on pace to do it 2 seasons in a row. Last year was the first time it's ever been done at 30.4 points per game on 61.1% from the field, and this year he's looking to do it on a 30.6 point per game average with 60.5% from the field. If you look here at the chart of the top 15 highest scoring 60% or better shooting seasons ever, Giannis clearly separates himself from the bunch. At the top with 30 points per game each of these last 2 seasons. Zion is second at 27 points per game and 26, with Kevin McHale at 26.1, which I obviously messed that up a little bit on the chart. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it at 24.8. Jokic a few years ago in 2022-2023 was at 24.5% from the field on 63% shooting, but it's abundantly clear that there's not a lot of players to do it averaging 20, but there's never been anybody besides Giannis to do it averaging 30. And Giannis, well, yes, running and dunking and getting to the rim and being a roller has been an extremely, efficient and viable option for Giannis, and it's what he's really built his career on, along with fast break points and stuff like that. He has added a lot of stuff to his tool bag that we're going to go over in just a second here. Like I said earlier, Giannis, of course, gets the job done in the paint. He might be the best paint scorer ever, and yes, that is including Wilt Chamberlain. At the rim this season, he shoots 73.9% on over 11 attempts per game. But the biggest change in his game this season, and one that I think is going to extend his career and extend his prime, is his mid-range jumper. He's shooting 47.2% from that mid-range area, the 5th best mark in the NBA, up there with guys like Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and DeMar DeRozan as the most efficient mid-range scorer in the league. His season averages have been quite impressive, like I said earlier, 30.6 points per game on 60.5% from the field. That 3-ball has never been a strong suit of Giannis's, and I don't think it ever will be, unless by some miracle he improves his 3-ball like he does with his mid-range jumper later in his career, but it's just never going to happen. And the free throws, those continue to drop in terms of his average percentage at just under 60% this field. But Giannis, of course, being a dominant scorer, has paired that with elite rebounding, being top 5 in the league, and an impressive 5.9 assists, one of the best marks of his career. So what makes him so good in the mid-range this season, and what has allowed him to shoot 74% at the rim, other than me just stating the obvious fact that he is a physical specimen? Obviously, Giannis is still the elite downhill player that we've known him to be really ever since he started playing heavy minutes in this league. Right here, gets Siakam with the spin, able to use skill and his athletic ability to get the easy bucket. That's always going to be available for Giannis. Sometimes, people will load up on him. Here, just uses his God-given abilities, long stride, throw it down. That is too easy. Like I said, this is always going to be here for Giannis. But what has made him so different this season is that mid-range jumper. Gives Siakam a bump and a bit of an off arm, gets to that Dirk one-legged fader. Doesn't even hit the rim. The mid-range, it's just been extremely impressive for him this season here against Miles Turner, doing a pretty good job initially, and Obi Toppin loading the paint with him. So Giannis just says, I will settle for the midi, and of course he's going to knock it down almost half the time in terms of percentages. Got Dean Wade on him, a pretty solid defender, not strong enough to hold him one-on-one. But Jared Allen is bringing help. Brook Lopez asking for a lob. He's not going to get it. A few more dribbles from Giannis, and he just says, well, I've got this jump shot down. One leg again, rises up over Dean Wade, who had a pretty solid contest, and he knocks it down. Here, in transition, one of my favorite plays from him this season, and kind of, I wouldn't say OG Giannis or vintage Giannis because Giannis is only 30 years old, but here, able to split 2 7-foot defenders with that rip through one step and throw it down. That is the physical a just dominance from Giannis that we might not ever see again in terms of being able to have that strength, speed, and power, showing off some power right here on Dean Wade again and throwing it in the hoop, not throwing it down. Here, Gortat screen from Giannis and Brook Lopez, which they use a lot. Giannis doesn't really get open, but he gives Dean Wade a right shoulder and is able to get to the rack. Here again against Evan Mobley, a tremendous defender, a player who I think should win Defensive Player this year, Defensive Player of the Year this year, now that Wemby is out for the season. And he realizes there's help in the paint. Now, while it is DeAndre Hunter, who's not a great rim protector, Giannis just backs around, spins away, and gets off a really good jump shot right here. Solid contest from Evan Mobley, all things considered, but Giannis, again, not hitting the rim on his jump shot here in the corner. He used to fall in love with those threes, hang dribble, bump, kind of an awkward shot right here. No elevation, but still able to knock it down. That mid-range game has been the biggest improvement that I've seen from one player to the next, like in terms of one area of the game that they struggled in quite some time. Giannis able to knock one down right there. Here, he's just going to use his strength, and he's got a really good handle on him. Jaylen Brown reaching, trying to get the steal a few times on that possession, and Giannis able to keep the ball on him and score at the same time. Here, Al Horford is just saying, listen, Giannis, I'm not going to let you get to the paint. And Al Horford's a really good defender, probably the best defender against Giannis in the league. Doesn't matter right there. Just a one-legged fadeaway for him has sort of become one of his signature shots. Assesses the floor, says, Al Horford, you're not going to step up. I'm going to knock down that midi. This is pretty fairly early into the season. They only played 21 games to that point here, just using his mismatch. A smart play. Listen, smaller defenders like Drew Holiday can get under Giannis and kind of stop him from getting to the rim. Not completely, though, stop him. They can slow him down, and Giannis will score. Underrated part of Giannis's game is his passing. Now, he's averaging just under 6 assists per game, and it's not a career high or anything, but his passing has been extremely underrated. And every time I watch a Bucks game, I am kind of blown away by how good he is as a passer. Here, Markieff Morris, Christian Coloco, not great players, but Giannis, this is not going to be an easy pass that he makes over Christian Coloco. As you can see, almost gets it. Perfect touch, perfect timing to Brook Lopez for the easy slam. Giannis and Brook have been very good at those two-man high-low games. Here, Giannis again just runs over Markieff Morris, not a charge or a block, finds Taurean Prince open in the corner. There's a reason why he's shooting his career high from outside and the second best mark in the league. Giannis again sees that Taurean Prince is open, but he's not fully set on making that pass to the corner because he doesn't know if Austin Reeves is going to come to him or not. He does come for the late double. Nobody rotates over Luka points, but nobody does, and Taurean Prince has an easy layup. Giannis uses that hang dribble really effectively. It should be a carry, they just never call it. Here he is posting up against Luka. Help comes, immediately sprays it out to Gary Trent Jr., who is also having a very nice season from outside. Here the Lakers run one of the weakest zones I've ever seen. Giannis sees, okay, he's got an option. Luka's gonna have to guard 1-2 guys. If Coloco drops and Lopez is right here, I mean, that's just stupid. You're leaving Giannis by himself. So obviously Coloco's gonna have to commit to somebody, doesn't commit to anybody actually, and Brook Lopez is open for the easy lob. Coloco has struggled this season, and Giannis takes advantage right there. Here, this was a huge play against the Pacers. 1:12 left in the game, 109 to 110. Giannis looks off the defense, looks at Taurean Prince, who's been hitting. He had a really good game against Indiana, and dots the corner to Gary Trent for the most wide open look he'll get all night. Giannis in transition now, gets that screen from Brook Lopez. This is such an impressive pass with his left hand around two guys who are really good defenders and have great length, right to Brook Lopez for the easy layup. Like I said, passes like that make me so impressed by what Giannis has been able to do. Recognizes that Kuzma has a small matchup right here with Garland on him, throws it right to his right hand for an easy layup to Kuzma, who's been cutting off ball very well since joining the Bucks, and just another easy pass for Giannis. I'm surprised Giannis doesn't average more assists. I thought he would be averaging 7 or 8 this season, but teammates have blown open looks. Here in the short role as a passer, looks off Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is kind of, I don't even know what Klay's doing here. Brook Lopez is wide open, but Giannis is just going to wait one more second and find Kuzma for an easy dime yet again. All things considered, if Giannis is able to stay healthy this year and the Bucks, the rest of the team, especially Dame, is able to stay healthy as well, as long as you have Giannis, like Kenny Beecham said, or King of the Fourth Quarter, I don't know why I called him by his government, but on his podcast recently, he said that, the Bucks, as long as Giannis is healthy, they're going to have the best player in every series until they make it to the finals, if they make it to the finals. And I think that is 100% correct. Giannis is obviously having, I think, the best season of his career. And if he can stay healthy and the Bucks can stay healthy, they can contend. Let me know what you think down below. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know about it in the comments and subscribe. We're almost at 800 subscribers. I will see you guys next time. Peace.